What's up, Super Crew? So, just posted a little quick update or whatever you want to call it on there. Okay, was reading a message from our group for our watch party of Mandalorian. So, anyways, so as far as the updates that I have come across today, uh, and what based within the past week, everything going on over at Warner with the recent news of putting things on live streaming. Excuse me, not live streaming, on streaming service HBO Max, as well as theaters and so on and so forth. And I get asked my thoughts about it. One being overseas, but also because like most people, moviegoers. So how do I feel about it? What are my thoughts on it? Not that it matters, because they really don't care. But I would say that my personal thoughts on it are it's a mixed bag either way. But I'm also happy. Mixed bag because you have some people who aren't able to use the service in general as far as HBO Max goes. Maybe it's not available in their country, or what they're looking forward to seeing isn't available yet, kind of thing. Or theaters are closed altogether in that person's area. Then you have the opposite side where you have some select theaters that are still open, as well as streaming service being available. And then for that, it just depends on that household. People are getting used to staying home to watch pretty much everything, which is also challenging for creatives because you don't have the same energy. You have to create new energy, but it's not quite the same. And being at home, watching everything, it's comfortable, it's convenient. In some ways, it's cheaper. Not always the case for everybody, but in some ways, it's cheaper. But I still miss the movie theater. As any other performer or artist, once you finish filming something, you kind of want to see it on the big screen. It's kind of why I got into the business, and I miss going to the theater to watch stuff. I'm trying to think, what was the last thing I watched in the theater? Because I did go see something here in Japan, but I don't remember what it was. It's been a few months, but our theaters are still open, but they have new restrictions. So some weeks there's no eating at the concessions, or drinking from the concessions. When you're sitting down in the theater, you can't eat or you can't drink for X amount of days or that week. And everything is already posted, so it's not like a surprise when you go to purchase your ticket. When you go to purchase your ticket, it usually says what dates or features are under these regulations. And they do that to keep the number of people down, but also to keep the door still open. It's not a cure-all, obviously, and it does make everybody happy, because some people are like, well, I don't want to sit through the entire movie wearing a mask. Okay, stay at home. Or I'm wearing a mask, but I want to eat popcorn and drink whatever. Okay, you can still do that. Lift the mask, put it back on. Easy. It's not the most comfortable, but it's like sick, potentially dead, or slight discomfort for whatever amount of time is for the feature. And again, if it's that uncomfortable, then find other options like staying at home, or rent out. Some theaters doing this. You can rent out a screen for whatever length of time the feature is that you want. And some theaters are trying to appeal to the masses by lowering their initial fees, but obviously everybody doesn't have that kind of pocket money, so that becomes a different kind of challenge. Anyways, as far as HBO Max goes, I'm happy that it's coming on. Some of their features are coming on to HBO Max, because let's say in the super unfortunate situation, theaters close altogether for a longer extended period of time. because I don't think they'll stay closed forever. I think it gives people another option as opposed to constantly bumping projects and postponing projects that people will never see come to light of day. But in turn, giving people the option to do either. So if you're in a country where you can go to the theater or you can watch at home, you have that option. You can decide for yourself. Studios still make some kind of money back, and so do theaters. In that case, maybe obviously it's not going to be as much as it used to be, but it's a temporary fix, depending on what side you agree with, and it gives people an extra option. That said, new projects and things that are coming up on HBO Max. Like most people, I'm excited. The projects that were launched, the trailers, sizzle reels, and things of that nature for Disney Plus, I think is going to be really exciting to watch for fans of either the live action features that have already come out and they just want to see those characters continue, or where's the story going on from now, or in the opposite direction, looking at it where it's like, well, we've never had a television version or a feature film version of this character or this storyline, and now you're kind of getting some of that and then some. And I think it goes both for both HBO Max and Disney Plus. As far as comic book related stuff, what's been said that they're coming out with on Disney Plus is pretty heavy. There's a lot. But on the other side, for HBO Max or just Warner in general, whatever other outlets they may use, they haven't made any massive big announcements yet. I'm pretty sure something will come up just because it's a holiday season. It's like, hey, we have these things coming out just as a reminder outside of Justice League. But what is it? Justice League Dark by J.J. Abrams and Green Lantern. And there was something else from J.J. Abrams that was coming out. I'm sorry, I don't remember what the title was. But, a few things coming up here and there. And the Suicide Squad spinoff. So I think it's interesting to see studios finding a way to keep working, keep the actors and creatives and people behind the scenes, still going, motivated and working. Thank you. From a fan side and from a professional side, thank you. Because we need it. We need to have that, especially with the way things are. We need something positive to get people motivated and keep going. As far as Japan goes, the streaming services here, using HBO Max, I was just told, is kind of tricky. You have to sign up for one service, which in turn gives you the ability to unlock whatever it is to use HBO Max and that kind of thing. I'll do some more digging and find out, because that seems like a hassle. But, it is what it is. It's similar to like being in the States and you have to sign up for a cable service. And because you sign up for this cable service, then you get these extra features. Same kind of thing, just smaller scale. Things that I've been watching recently that I would recommend people to watch, especially if you've binge watched all the other things that you really enjoy. Pardon, water. I would suggest The Alienist. The Alienist was actually suggested to me by Wonderbeer, who is a friend in Brazil who builds all his own costumes and things, and he is a huge Wonder Woman fan. I was going to say superhero and Wonder Woman fan. And as a matter of fact, Gal Gadot gave him a shout out in one of the Vogue videos and tweets, because they actually met during one of the big events. But anyways, really nice guy. His builds are interesting. His costumes look really good. Even if you're not into comic books and stuff like that, just what he builds on his own, the passion that goes behind it, I think was really cool. But anyways, he suggested that. And it took me a couple weeks after his suggestion just because I was busy, and then I got around to it. And I've watched the first season, and it's good. I enjoy it. The reasoning behind the naming of the show, um, the storytelling things, the pacing, I think is interesting. It's just kind of a suspense murder mystery kind of thing, but I enjoy it, and it's based in New York or late 1800s. So that's interesting because communication is different, and you don't have the technology you have today. So I like those times of challenges with storytelling, but also just watching what's being done. Then you have let's see, Alienist, The Expanse. Oh my goodness, I can't tell you how much I love that show, and I'm hoping that what little bit of news I saw earlier is incorrect or will change because I'm being told that it'll be canceled after this sixth season. I know six seasons sounds long, but the seasons aren't that long, but they are good. I enjoy it. It's beautifully written, beautifully acted. Um, yeah, it's just a good show. But I'll give you a show breakdown and list later. Outside of that, the obvious Mandalorian. I'll give you my 2 cents on that later. Might do a quick Mandalorian follow up video for that. And it'll probably be like a minute and a half, 2 minutes, but just reading off the notes I sent to the group because we missed each other because of filming. But that said, questions. You have any? Send them over. It doesn't matter if it's dealing with the TV shows, what's going on in theaters. Are you excited for the potential change with film and streaming services where they'll be shared at the same time? Or do you prefer the original format released in the theater and then to streaming service, or just streaming service? Let me know what your thoughts are down below. And as always, keep it super.